JJK was an animation fan's dream. I mean, every episode was like watching a completely different animated movie. This season was about the Culling Games, and it's essentially a tournament arc whereby Kenjaku has put all the sorcerers, or I guess most of the sorcerers, in this type of game whereby you have to kill other sorcerers in order to get points, and if you get points, you get released. I won't lie, I can't remember what you win after all that, but long story short, it's a tournament arc in JJK. From the jump of episode 1, I asked myself, how are they going to keep this up for 12 episodes? And they did. Now I think I understand why they stopped doing 2 core Jujutsu Kaisen, because yeah, wow, we've seen the full potential of Mappa this season. Am I getting Sakuga this week? Am I getting impact frames this week? Rotoscoping this week? Flipping rotoscoping? And these fights, yeah, the choreography of these fights, the scale of these fights, the fact that every single week the animation of these fights are just top tier. Man, I just gotta give Mappa credit, man. This season had the most creative curse techniques. I feel like the new characters that were introduced had different powers that completely changed the game of what Jujutsu Kaisen can be. I really do wish Mappa didn't sign that Netflix deal, because you can't lock a studio this good to one company, especially how you've heard about how they're treating JoJo's. Now, to talk about negatives, I have to be honest, guys. Let's just keep it a buck. Jujutsu Kaisen is basically solo leveling Pro Max. Because, man, where is the story? Where did it go? Like, where did it vanish off to? And people will be like, oh, but the tournament is the story. Can't you see they're following the tournament to get to these points? And I'm like, it just feels like a sequence of events than an actual story. It especially hit me after episode 4, because episode 4 ends and I'm literally like, I think I may have watched the greatest episode, or one of the greatest episodes of television in my life. Afterwards, I now thought about what I watched, yeah, and I put aside my shonen high and the fights and all the stuff I love, and I said, someone died and I actually didn't care. I'm trying not to complain too much about this because the name of the show is Jujutsu Kaisen, sorcery fight, and I saw sorcerers fighting. One thing I've said about Jujutsu Kaisen, the manga, even before the anime came out, is out of all the manga currently running at that time, I believe I was reading it right, that was about 2019 when I said this, that this one had the fights. And what Mappa did is they took what Jujutsu Kaisen is really, really good at, which is the fights, and then elevated it to the next level. Well, this has always been my complaint about Jujutsu Kaisen, is that I don't mind a battle shonen having just plot and setup. I mean, bro, I'm a Dragon Ball Z guy, but even Dragon Ball Z has some level of sauce when it comes to the setup of these kind of situations, if that makes sense, which the Culling Games, granted it is a part 1, but the Culling Games just didn't have. Put all the Sakuga you want, you better season it with some story, my brother. The fact that this season has literally the best animation I've ever seen in my life, and some of the fights are some of the best I've ever seen in my life, I'm gonna give this season a 9 out of 10. But on a serious note, usually I would be docking way more points for the fact that the story was just okay.